Code Compliance has put up this tape and even this notice in October, citing this property as unsafe and dangerous. The Texas 4000 ride raises around $350,000 annually. A portion of the money comes right back here to Livestrong to help with its programs and services. Students say they're very stressed out when they're deciding whether to live in a house like this one behind me in North Campus or a house like this one here in West Campus. A study released earlier this year by Eastside Guardians shows that neighborhoods like these have lost about 200 affordable homes over the past 10 years. The Rhinestone Cowgirls in red and the Cherry Bombs in green are the two best teams in the Texas Roller Derby League. They're competing in the championship to see which group of women is going to take home the cup. Not only does the two-weekend festival bring more customers to these businesses here in Barton Springs, it brings a big boost to the city's economy. We're here at the Driscoll Hotel in downtown Austin at the Democratic Party watch party, where candidate Paul Sadler is expected to speak to supporters at this stage behind me around 8 p.m. tonight. The Young Conservatives of Texas are planning on publishing this list in the upcoming semester. But is it really as unbiased as they say it is?
So this is a picture of my
I joined
dad
to
and
fight with my
Risa's
dad. Texas 4000 was supposed to be that miracle that made him okay and cancer-free. And so when that didn't happen, it was really hard for me to comprehend how I was still going to be in Texas 4000.
Courtney Schutze is one of 80 riders training for the 2014 Texas 4000 team. She joined to battle her dad's cancer with him.
And I was so disconnected from my dad's fight. And I felt like there was nothing I could do for him, and it was a really hard thing.
Courtney's dad gave her reason to not give up.
My dad told me that we were still going to make a difference in the fight against cancer. And when I was riding my bike and I couldn't breathe anymore, he was going to give me breath. And when I couldn't pedal anymore, he would help me. The Texas 4000 ride raises around $350,000 annually. A portion of the money comes right back here to Livestrong to help with its programs and services. I have raised $8,000 so far, and my goal is 10, but when I hit that, I'm going to bump it up again. So I'm going to raise as much as I can.
Though Courtney's dad won't be able to watch her ride, she hopes she is making him proud.
We're doing this for cancer, and cancer isn't easy. I want those days where I am crying and I don't want to do it anymore, and I push myself and I get to feel my dad with me. That's what I want.
These riders pedal off in May. They're not only raising money to fight cancer, they're using the challenge to cope with the effects cancer has had on their lives. Risa Morris, Texas News Watch. When Vanessa Kerr and her AISD classmates realized that communications director Alex Sanchez was listening to them on Twitter, it started a revolution.
Our voices finally are getting heard, and back then Twitter wasn't really popular. Now that it is, it's growing, so people are starting to use it more, and hopefully they're going to contact us through social media more, because that's pretty much how you get to teenagers now.
Sanchez sees students' concerns on Twitter and visits schools based on what they say.
We have no heaters in the hallways, only in the cafeteria and the library, but when it's cold we can see our breath, and so we're like, if you're head of communications, put that out there, we need heaters, because it was really bad in the winter.
Sanchez says Twitter's reach is showing the district how important students are.
And I think it really has taught us a lesson here in Austin that student empowerment should be very important for us as a school system, like it is in the university.
Coming onto campus, you'll see lots of students tweeting and walking at the same time. Twitter use has doubled since 2010, and it's now being used inside classrooms here on the UT campus.
This way they gain experience tweeting serious things, news things, and they can also see immediately what their classmates are tweeting and learn good practices and learn from bad practices also.
Both Sanchez and Cash hope that schools will continue to interact with students through social media.
So school districts like Austin, we also need to be able to upgrade and become hip so that we can better connect with our audiences.
To follow Sanchez on Twitter, visit www.twitter.com/AISD_Alex. Risa Morris, Texas News Watch. Annie Smokley moved to Austin 3 years ago from Corpus Christi.
I left everything behind. My job offered me more money, all my family's there, but knowing how TXRD is and how challenging and amazing the women are up here, I wanted to go back to the bottom and work my way up.
After skating in flat track derby for 4 years, Smokely knew that TXRD and banked track derby was her next step. But it hasn't necessarily been easy.
Got a really severe concussion last season that put me out for months, and I lost my speech, my vision, a lot of things, and then I just took a few months off, and now I'm back and doing it all over again.
Smokely isn't the only one extremely dedicated to the sport. The passion of all TXRD women is obvious.
It is cheaper than therapy, smells better than prison, and it's more fun than a day at the beach because it's relaxing. You can go and you can work it all out with girls that you may not have ever met in your whole life.
By working it out, Sin means name calling, hair pulling, and lots of hitting. That's what brings Smokely back every week.
Hitting people and finding a place where you could go and let that aggression out or be something else.
The Rhinestone Cowgirls and the Cherry Bombs are the two best teams in Texas roller derby. They're competing for the championship to see which group of women is going to take home the cup.
We were just kind of yeah, let's shoot for the championship, and now it's like, hey, we did it, cool, now let's just take it home.
Smokely and her team did take it home. The Cherry Bombs won the Cavello Cup championship. Risa Morris, Texas News Watch. There's one group of UT students whose responsibilities with the UT basketball team keep them in the equipment room of the Denton Cooley Training Center most days and nights.
Anything and everything that the players need, use, touch, wear, we order, store, maintain, transport, wash.
Jordan Strickler is in his 3rd season as a basketball manager, working 30 to 35 hours a week. He says that all the dirty work, such as team laundry, is worth it.
You're at the University of Texas. It's a prestigious program that's had great history, great success. So being a part of something like that is a special thing.
Though it may seem like the student manager job would not be highly sought after, equipment manager Rob Lazar says the application process isn't easy.
But what I try to do is have every guy who has aspirations of being a manager work this summer prior to being hired.
The managers say that their main responsibility is to the players.
If it wasn't for the players, we would have a job, and the reason we're here is to support the players. And we got to do whatever it takes so that there's no problems.
Strickler says that being a manager and a full-time student isn't easy.
It's hard because we have a lot of time that we have to spend up here, and also our responsibility as a student as well.
Coach Rick Barnes says their hard work does not go unnoticed.
They're as important as anything that you can imagine as part of a program. You know, we have great respect for our managers and what they do, and it's a position that we take very seriously in terms of who we want to be a part of it.
These 6 UT students will continue working hard for the basketball team while the team is in season until April. Risa Morris, Texas News Watch.
Schedule? Yeah. Do we just act